Yep, he saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal! Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah! All right, guys, check that out.
What's up, everyone? Scott the TroutHammer here. I just got done getting rigged up for a fishing trip that I'm going to do this weekend, and I've got a fishing story I want to tell. So in this story, I was possibly stalked by a predator. And by predator, I mean something that could take out 6'3", 315-pound gorilla me. If you guys are new to the channel, I got a whole playlist of these fishing stories from, stuff that I didn't record or stuff that had happened before I had a camera to record. If you guys want to see those videos, I'll put a link for them up here in this corner. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there, notify bell next to it, so you're going to be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. And when you subscribe, I'll give you a shout out in the video I record over the weekend. So this is actually my most recent fishing story, and one of my more interesting fishing stories. So like I said in my last video I did, that bass fishing video, I've had a really bad month of fishing where I've gone out and things just do not go my way. Either the fish aren't active or it's like I can't find the fish and I go miles of fishing and just nothing's happening. This was one of those days where I decided I wanted to do some nighttime catfish fishing at Waverly Lake here in town. Now, that lake is really good for catfish fishing, especially at night. Did some bass fishing too while I had one rod in the water going for catfish, going for carp also. But I only hooked into one bass that was probably maybe 3 pounds, didn't land it, just fought it for a couple seconds, then it was over. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is once it got to about 10 p.m., so the sun was already down, what I decided to do was pack up, move to another spot where I know the catfish are really active at night, got everything packed up, and as I'm leaving the area, I kept getting this feeling like I was being stalked. Not like I was being watched or followed, like I was being stalked. You guys know you get that sort of like, that primal sense like you're in danger, something is coming to get you? Now, I've fished Waverly past sunset so many times that I'm not worried about there are a lot of homeless people that live there. I'm not worried about any of them. A lot of them just, they're off doing their own thing. They're not trying to bother people. A lot of them aren't trying to be seen at all. And the spot I was fishing at, there's the path that goes underneath the highway, and as I was walking away from there, I was like every couple of seconds I was turning around looking to see if something was following me, because like I said, I was getting that feeling like I was being stalked. So I kind of double time it down the path to get to the next fishing spot. I get to the fishing spot and it's, closer to the parking lot, it's closer to the road, and it's more visible from like all angles. So I was like, all right, something happens here, at least, I'm going to be visible, I could call for help. And so I set up, started fishing, and still had that slight feeling like I was being stalked. It wasn't as bad, but still had that slight feeling. I fished that spot for about half an hour, and then I see one truck drive by on the road on the other side of the lake, and they had a spotlight, and they started shining the spotlight all over the park that lake is at. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I can see the truck. I see it's not a police officer, so, I don't have to worry about someone coming and telling me to stop fishing. And then about 15 minutes later, another truck drives by, completely different truck, shines a spotlight on the park, searching the whole park, and shines a spotlight directly on me. At that point, I had my headlamp on, and I was like, oh, well, that looks like the same model of truck that a trooper would use, so I started packing my stuff up to get ready to go. I'm almost done packing my stuff up. I don't have all my rod sleeves on my rods yet. I don't have all my stuff back in the tackle bag. I've almost got everything packed up, and they pull over to the side of the road that's closest to the Winco across the street from the park, and shines a spotlight on me to make sure I'm still there, brings a spotlight down, then calls out to me from the road, doesn't come down to say anything to me, calls out to me from the road, says, hey, you better leave, there's a cougar in the area. And I just kind of look up from my gear, I'm just like, seriously? And the guy said, yeah, it was spotted this morning. And then he drives off, and I was like, I had a feeling I was in danger a little bit ago. I had a feeling that something was stalking me, so I'm not even going to take my chances. I'm just going to throw everything. I just grabbed everything in one arm and just ran up the pathway to the parking lot, threw everything in my truck, and got in my truck as quick as I could. While I was getting stuff in my truck, I did have that feeling like something was watching me again. And so I just drive across the street over to the Winco because, oddly enough, funny enough, not related to being stalked by a large cat, I needed cat food. just had to get some cat food for our cat. So I had everything just thrown in the back of the truck, completely unorganized. So I'm getting all the rod sleeves back on the rods. I'm getting everything packed up in my tackle bag and getting stuff inside the cab of my truck so I could lock it and go into the store and not just have everything sit in the bed of my truck. And while I'm doing that, I hear rifle fire over at the cemetery that's on the other side of the road, that's on the other side of the pond. Now, I've been in areas where people are hunting, and I know the sound of rifle fire when I hear it. This wasn't like someone trying to, harm someone or anything, like just like some sort of like, I don't what I could call it, an urban dispute or something like that. This was something trying to kill something that was trying to kill it. I heard 3 shots in pretty quick succession, and at that point, I'm just like, well, if they just scared it off and it's going to run across the street, I'm just going to get into the store as quick as I can. So the reason why I at first didn't believe the guy in the truck when he told me was because, you know, it's an urban area I'm in. But, however, that lake is really close to the Knox Butte area that's right on the other side of the highway, and the Murder Creek area that's on the other side of the highway. Murder Creek, interestingly enough, is the only place in Albany that has its only confirmed Bigfoot sighting. And when I mean confirmed Bigfoot sighting, I mean like the researchers and the people that officially document Bigfoot sightings. There was one in the Murder Creek area. That was a long time ago, but it's still a pretty wild open area. There's a lot of forest area, and there's very sparse housing, very sparse population in that area. So I would believe 100% a cougar would be out in that area. I think there have been cougar sightings in that area, but not in town, that close to town. So yeah, all of that happened, just the feeling like I was being stalked, and then, you know, feeling like I should get out of there, and the guy telling me there's a cougar in the area. You know, the feeling comes back, I run over across the street, then I hear really close rifle fire. Yeah, maybe I was stalked by a cougar while I was fishing at Waverly Lake. But let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. If you guys want to share any fishing stories of your own, please feel free to do so in the comments. Again, if you guys want to see the other fishing stories that I've done videos for, I'll put a link at the top of the description. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there and the notify bell next to it so you're going to be first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing. Stay safe doing it.